It's 8 o'clock in the morning on Tuesday, October 1st, 2024. The sheep just ran across the wire there. Oh my goodness. Lots of dew, very wet grass. I checked the weather forecast for October. It looks like we're not expecting any rain in October. Maybe a little bit on Halloween, October 31st. So we are, it's going to be a dry October unless something changes. So this row is 100 feet wide. It's kind of the smallest row I ever want to do. Oop, that little lamb is not putting any weight on her back left leg. Very tender. I don't see any swelling. Maybe she's got a little hoof rot or something going on there. Hoof scald. Anyway, what did I want to talk about this morning? I didn't check the temperature, but it feels like it's at least 70. This morning when I come out, it was 65, 68, something like that. Boy, these calves are not coming. I'm gonna have to chase them out. One of the calves crossed the wire already. Somebody suggested I put more wires up when I try to wean the calves, and I'm not sure that would make much of a difference. I'm pretty sure the wires were charged when they went through the wires. When they're charged opposite to each other, so if they touched both wires, I'd get a nice big shock. But I think the calves know that. Come on. Come on. Yeah, see? They just jump over the wire. They don't care. Don't know how I could train them any more than I have. They've been moved with hot wire since they were born. So, somewhere along the line, they learn not to fear the wire. You know. Well, this one did. But, I don't know what to do about that. Probably won't be my problem in a couple months when I sell these guys. Let's see what to talk about. The grass. It still looks like the first half of October is going to be in the 90s. So we've got a couple more weeks of summer. Normally this is when it starts to cool down. And you know, we start to see more of the autumn weather as we head into October, but it looks like it's going to be a hot and dry October. So I don't expect to see much of the cool season grasses. That said, I am seeing some of the cool season grasses, I think. So this stuff here is definitely a cool season grass. I'm not sure what that is. It looks like some sort of ryegrass, actually. It looks like it's been growing for a while with those seed heads on there. But I'm pretty sure that's some kind of cool season grass. I might have to pull out the app and try to ID it. But I do remember seeing stuff like that in the spring. Maybe it's been growing the whole summer. Okay, this little lady on the back right hoof. Wait, did she break a hoof? No, you can see the hoof is split there. She's holding the two toes apart from each other. Oh, here comes Yami. Hello, Yami. How you doing? So, I don't know. I'll have to identify that grass, see what it is. I see it all over the place here. This is part of the pasture that in the winter time I totally overgrazed. I used it as a sacrificial area to keep the cows off the rest of the pasture. This year, I think my plan is to unroll the hay in the middle of the field and just give them the whole row. And if they graze, they graze. I'm not too concerned actually about overgrazing in the winter. The reason why is the spring grass seems to do just fine if you overgraze it in the winter. I gave the spring grass kind of a reprieve in March, which I think helped it grow a little better. But and then the summer grass, it didn't really do that well. in the parts overgrazed. So maybe what I'm really doing is killing the summer grass, or making it more difficult for the summer grass to establish itself. I would like to leave a portion of my pasture untouched during the winter, and I'm just trying to figure out how to. Ideally, I'd leave the middle portion of my pasture in the east-west direction untouched. The problem is my water is all in the west, so if I have to graze the east, that means I have to travel through the middle portion to get water. When I went to set up the water, I was like, well, I can put the water down the middle, or I can put it down the side. And I don't remember why I thought running it down the side would be better, but in hindsight, running the water down the middle is probably a better idea. The reason why is that gives you more flexibility. You can also do like an actual rotation, like work in the north direction on half the pasture and then work in the south direction on the other side. And that prevents the necessity for any kind of cattle drive, right? Every time you start a new rotation in the pasture. Having the water in the middle, I think I was concerned it would put too much pressure in the middle, but look at that sheep just eat that weed. I think that's actually edible. Yeah. This stuff, I believe, when they found the guy that was buried in the ice in the Alps, I forget his name, what they called him, but he was from the Stone Age, and he had a belly full of this stuff, and it looks like they made food out of it. They would boil it and eat it, is what the scientists thought, that it was like a common like form of food. But you can see that sheep is just tearing that to pieces. She loves it. So yeah, weeds don't stand much of a chance with the sheep around. Anyway, so probably should have run the water down the middle. It'd give me the option of, leaving half the pasture alone or something, but I didn't do that. I don't know. Maybe I'll just run a path through the middle of the pasture in the rows, just rope it off so that they don't graze in the middle. I don't know. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. I already talked about selling the cows later rather than sooner. Selling the cows when I run out of food. Stockpiles, I haven't really made a plan with stockpiles, as I just mentioned. And yeah, I think at this point I should start thinking about what I want my spring to look like. And the honest truth is, because the spring is so short and there's so much grass that grows, really what I should probably do is tape off like a quarter of my pasture and say, this is going to be my spring growth. And then set that up for a good spring growth. Like maybe don't touch it all winter long. So that when we get to spring, the cows can run through there. The cows and the sheep can run through the spring grass, and then give the rest of the pasture kind of a head start on the summer. However, what I found is that like this year, what happened was I got lots of spring grass because it was a wet spring, and the spring grass kind of stood in the pasture and died because I couldn't get to it. And it took a while before the cows really did a number on the spring grass and really opened up the ground for the summer grass. That said, the summer grass came early this year, and it seemed to do just fine competing with the spring grass. So maybe that's not something I really need to concern myself with. Just thinking out loud. So anyway, guys, that's something I got to think about now. Have a great day. Take care, and bye-bye.